We are cooking garlicky Alfredo sauce and some breaded chicken breasts. It's gonna be delicious.
We're gonna start off with our chicken breasts. You want to put in the other bag? We're gonna place them in a let me move this for you. We're gonna place them in this glass
Baking dish. The recipe calls for 4 breasts, so we already got the chickens already breasted and cut up and everything, skinned, so we didn't have to do any of the hard work.
Skinless, boneless, and fatless.
Yes.
Next, we're going to put pepper to season the chicken. We have to make sure we wash our hands after touching the chicken because
you have to be careful about cross-contamination when you're in the kitchen, especially when you're working with chicken, because you can easily get salmonella. So always wash your hands in between things, especially when you're working with raw chicken.
Alright, where's the pepper?
Oh, we have special pepper. It's up here.
Oh, we have some special pepper.
Be careful if it comes out fast.
Okay. So we're going to just measure this by our eyes because
when you're seasoning things, you don't really always have to measure it. Just kind of go by your eye, go by your taste.
Should we flip them over? Do a little on the other side. Flip them over. Do a little on the other
So I
side.
get a full seasoning.
Make sure. What's the next part? The cheese.
Top each rest of the slice of cheese, yes.
Okay, and after these are all peppered,
we are going to
washing
top
my hands
each
again.
breast with a slice of cheese. This recipe
Swiss cheese.
calls for Swiss cheese. So we have our Swiss cheese right here. So we're just going to place it on top of each breast.
If you want, you could do 1.5 since our breasts are kind of big.
Yeah, it's up to you how much cheese
you like. Cheese?
It's really easy to just kind of make a recipe however you like.
We're not in the brain.
So funny.
This whole thing's ruined. Oh, right. Yeah, no, one more.
Okay.
Okie dokie. We're making sure to keep our kitchen space nice and clean.
As clean as you go. It makes it easier at the end of the day.
For sure. All right. And the next step.
Okay, we're going to mix together the soup and the milk, and we're going to pour this mixture over the chicken.
Okay. You want to get a bowl? And we're using 1 can of 10.5 ounces of cream of chicken condensed soup. And we're just using fat-free milk. If you like fattened milk, then you can use fattened milk if you would like. And we're going to use 1/4 of a cup.
Okay, so I'm putting the soup in here first.
Condensed.
Yes, the condensed soup.
1/4 cup of milk. And we are going to stir that together.
Pour it over. Okay, so once that's all mixed up, we're going to pour those over the chicken breasts.
Nice and evenly. Hey Danny, we're making a video.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is our friend Danny.
Alright, don't mind the dog. We just have some company. You know that company. Oh, this looks so good. Actually it does. Not just saying that. So your chicken breast should be pretty drenched with this mixture. There's enough to drench them. And then we're going to put our melted butter.
3 tablespoons. You can just use the stick method.
The stick method. And we're going to heat it in the microwave until it is melted completely. And after we pour the butter, or we're going to sprinkle the breadcrumbs first, then pour the butter on top. So it calls for any kind of breadcrumbs, but we got Italian because our theme is Italian.
Yes. And before we shot the video, we had already started the oven. We were preheating it to 350, so we wanted it to be all heated by the time we're ready to get the chicken in the oven.
You want to talk about the temperature? Oh no, we'll talk about that later. A thorough amount of breadcrumbs, since you're gonna want. This is gonna be your layer.
You want all that flavor?
There's not gonna be anything on the bottom, so the top is your only place.
Yes.
That looks about good.
Completely melt the butter.
Oh my god, I measured the breadcrumbs.
Okay, now we're going.
That was about 1 cup of breadcrumbs.
Yeah, you can just kind of eye it because
if you like more breadcrumbs, a thicker
yes.
crust, it's basically just the crust. So if you like a lot of bread, then
with recipes like this, you can kind of just eye it. We don't have to be as careful as when we're baking. When you're
Italiano.
when you're baking dishes like this, you don't have to worry as much about being accurate in your measurements. You can kind of go by taste and just by eyeing a lot of things because you're not dealing with the flour, the salt, like you do with baking ingredients like
yeast,
cooking and the yeast.
Baking soda.
Yeah, all those things are a little bit bigger factors.
So we're going to drizzle, right?
Yes.
Alright, we're drizzling this gently over. There's not too much butter, just enough so that it gets a little...
Yeah, it's 3 tablespoons of melted butter.
3 tablespoons.
We have a lot of guests on our show today.
I love you.
Alright, so...
See, Italian cooking, the whole family just wants to join. We just have everyone.
We are Italian.
Italiano.
Italiano.
So we're first going to bake it covered for 30 minutes. And then after the initial 30 minutes, we're going to take it out, take off the foil, and then cook it for an additional 20 minutes uncovered.
To get the breadcrumbs nice and crispy.
Exactly. Okay, so we're going to put the chicken in the oven right now, and then we'll be seeing you in a couple minutes to start the pasta. It's recording.
We're back! Alright, so we have taken our chicken out of the oven. It has been
30 minutes.
30 minutes. We're going to uncover it. Ooh.
That looks good. Alright, so look, you got the breadcrumbs and all the
cheese is melted.
Juices, melted cheese. Looks great.
It's probably not up to par with the temperature yet though, so we're going to have to put it back in for 20 more minutes uncovered. And while we are doing this, we're going to start our pasta and Alfredo sauce to go with the pasta. So we have the water waiting for a boil, and in the next 10 minutes we're going to roast the garlic and begin our Alfredo sauce in pasta.
We salted the water just lightly because it kind of helps get to a boil faster and helps with the pasta cook. So while we're waiting on that,
we're going to begin the garlic.
Yeah. So we have to roast the garlic, so we need 7 cloves. So if you take a look, when you get the big little bundle of garlic, each little individual wedge is an actual clove. So that's a clove of garlic.
7.
So I've already peeled the 6. We're going to show you a little technique to help you peel it a little easier.
These are mise en place.
Yes. You can actually take your knife, kind of smash down on the clove a little bit.
With the knife sideways.
And it'll peel a little easier. A little more pressure. There we go. And then it just kind of peels right off. You know that you get all of the skin peeled off when the garlic is like a sticky texture.
And it's a lot yellower than the skin.
Yes. So I'm going to mince these up because we're actually going to roast them.
Minced is very, very small.
So I'm mincing.
So right here we have our oil. It's extra virgin olive oil. Oh, that's not it. It's in here. We have our extra virgin olive oil, and we're gonna put that into a pan. Wait, are we using the other pan? We're using this to roast the garlic?
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna put the oil in here, and then we're gonna put the garlic in, and we're going to heat it over medium heat for about 3 minutes to get it roasted. Our pasta is coming along.
We're waiting for the water to start boiling to put the noodles in.
Smell of garlic.
Yes.
Oh shit! I was just making sure.
Oh. Okay, so I got my garlic all minced up. I like my garlic a little finer so it's not as obvious. And
it's not like a
you're not fully just biting into it. It's
piece of garlic. That's no bueno.
It's just kind of there.
That looks great, Nikki.
Thank you. Thank you. We got the olive oil?
Yes, this is the olive oil.
Okay. How much was it? A tablespoon? A tablespoon?
1 tablespoon
of olive oil.
Sorry, it's just a little far away. We just, cameraman can't get the right angles. We're pouring it in there.
Okay, so we're putting our garlic in that olive oil right now.
Yummy! I'm going to clean off this cutting board and we're going to reuse it for the basil, which is our garnish.
Yes.
Since they're both not meats, you don't have to clean it off that well, but just make sure it's definitely not garlicky basil. We're going to use around 10 leaves of fresh basil, which I'm just going to chop up a little bit, torn or shredded, either way. And I'm going to do that right now while we begin to cook the garlic.
Yes, I'm going to kind of stir it around a little bit, just about 3 minutes to get the flavors kind of going with the olive oil.
You can definitely tell when the garlic is roasting because it will start to crackle a little bit. And it'll also turn a browner color.
The fragrance also gets a little more potent.
Good word. You just don't want these basil leaves whole on top. I dropped like 2.
What do I add after this?
Everything else, I would just turn that and turn low. Just do that slowly.
Okay.
We're gonna slowly cook that garlic.
So as the garlic's going, we already mise en place the rest of our ingredients. So we have, yes. So we have half a cup of butter, which is also just a stick. We softened it a little bit in the microwave just so it mixes into the Alfredo sauce a little bit easier. Okay. 1.5 cups of heavy cream. And then in here we have a 1/4 cup of our chicken stock.
You want to tell them what we used instead of heavy cream?
Yes, instead of heavy cream we actually used half and half. Because
we're on a diet.
Yes, it actually saves a couple calories.
Italian food is not very healthy.
True. So we're saving a couple calories by using half and half instead of heavy cream, but it's going to do the same thing when it comes to actually cooking into the sauce. And then we have all our cheeses over here. We have Parmesan and Asiago. And so we got a blend. So we didn't actually shred it or grate it ourselves. We just got our own. We need 2 cups of Parmesan and half a cup of Asiago. And then salt and pepper to taste, just kind of go with the flow. And then the real big ingredient that makes this garlic Alfredo sauce really good is actually half a cup of vodka. So us Italians really like it a little stronger. But don't worry, the vodka actually cooks out once we put it over the fire and everything, so we're not getting drunk. So calm down, Miss Koo, you're okay.
Calm down, Miss Koo.
Okay, so
I'm going to show you a little close-up of the garlic. It's getting roasted right there. It's not fully roasted yet, but it's getting there.
So now we're about at the stage that we're going to add everything else. So we're actually going to add the butter, the cream, oh, I forgot to show you the chicken stock. Where's the chicken stock?
It's in that bowl.
Oh yeah, this is the chicken stock. And the chicken stock. So we're going to actually combine all the rest of our ingredients, the heavy cream or the half and half, the chicken stock, our cheese, our butter, and salt and pepper and vodka.
This garlic's looking good.
So we're just going to combine it all and kind of stir it up, and we're actually going to bring it to a simmer. And then we'll explain to you the difference between a simmer and a boil. Okay, so right now we're ready to add our pasta.
This is our roasted garlic, by the way, real quick, completely roasted. And we're adding the pasta.
Quality's a little difficult, but this is a boil. When you have full bubbles actually breaking at the surface, that's what differs between a boil and a simmer. So we boiled the water for the pasta, but we're going to actually simmer the garlic and the Alfredo sauce.
And this is going to take about 8 to 10 minutes, which we are going to go off of our timer for the chicken and turn it off in around 8 minutes. And also your feelings, you can easily tell when the pasta is cooked al dente simply by squeezing it or biting into it. Good, good. Okay, this is trash. All right. So now we are going to continue with our
Alfredo sauce, because the chicken's got about 10 minutes left, so that's going to be perfect time for our pasta to actually cook, get to al dente, so we're at the perfect level of consistency of our pasta. So we're now going to add the rest of all our things. So let's see, we got our chicken stock, the heavy cream. Woo.
We're going to stir in the butter as... Alright, the butter's going in.
That butter.
Oh, yep, finger it.
There we go.
We get it all.
Okay, get that full half cup.
That was actually a half cup, which is also a stick of butter at traditional grocery stores. And our heat's on around low heat. If you have a very low thing, it might be low to medium, but normally around low heat. You don't want things to burn, you don't want the butter to burn. You don't want the garlic or milk to burn.
You also want to practice safe kitchen skills. Always keep your handles facing inwards into the stove so you don't have the possibility of knocking it over if they're actually facing outwards or anything like that. Just want to avoid these problems. Now we're going to add our half cup of vodka.
Okay, we are back and everything is coming together A-okay. Alright, so now we're going to drain our pasta, which is cooked to al dente.
Perfect.
Not completely soft to where it's melts in your mouth, but also, where's your strainer?
It's going to be out there, near the paper towels. Our chicken looks great. We put it in for another 20 minutes.
You want to keep stirring the pasta?
Baked uncover. Do you want to show how the temperature? Do you want to show the temperature?
Oh, you know you do that. You do that.
Okay, we're straining the pasta.
You're straining the pasta.
And so, as we said, chicken is very difficult to work with. You have to be very careful with it. Like earlier in the video when we were saying you have to always be careful about cross-contamination, you have to make sure chicken is cooked fully. And the appropriate level for chicken is 165 degrees. For poultry, that's the safe zone. You need to be cooked there. So we're going to use our thermometer and actually stick it into the meatiest part of the chicken, kind of the middle.
Salt and pepper this, Nikki?
No.
Okay.
Make sure it's in the chicken breast, but that it's not going actually outside of the chicken breast. You want it to be right in the middle, the really meaty center, so you can get an accurate reading. Yeah, Amber's salting and peppering to taste when it comes to our Alfredo sauce.
The cheese is about all melted. Be careful not to put too much pepper because people will choke.
And when it comes to actually measuring the temperature, it's okay if it's about 160 when you first take it out of the oven because of the hot juices and everything, it'll continue to cook a little bit out of the actual oven, so it'll hit that 165 mark.
Okay, so next we are going to be taking, is that 165?
It's getting there. It's moving up.
Oh
there.
yeah, plenty.
It's gonna be great. It's like 159.
It's good. It is definitely good. Okay,
right now it's reading about 160, so in the couple minutes that's going to take us to get the pasta out, get the garlic and Alfredo sauce, everything, it's going to be golden because it's going to cook a little bit in the next 5-10 minutes.
So now we're going to pour our cheese Alfredo sauce. It looks so good.
Perfect.
Into our pasta.
Perfect.
And then we're going to cook it back on the stove for another 3 minutes. Just to a simmer, which, like we said at least 3 times, is not a full boil, but rather little bubbles. Bubbles.
Little bubbles. So as we got that going, our chicken looks beautiful. I'm actually going to take the camera, give you a nice little shot of it, and then we're going to start showing you some plating techniques to make it look beautiful. We're back.
Hello, we are very sorry about that. Our
technical difficulties.
The video had no more memory. So, Here we are. Our pasta has been cooked for 3 minutes and it looks delicious.
It smells delicious. We got that garlic, the little.
We are now going to show you how to plate it. Oh, I'm going to end this and switch cameras, okay?
Okay, so now we're going to show you some plating techniques. You want to start with the pasta. You want to put on the bottom what's going to kind of spread out, not the solid, when you have such options like pasta and chicken, because chicken's the whole thing. So you kind of want that be the main focus of the
want it to stand out.
So we're just going to put that's probably
a little
good.
more, a little more.
A little more.
More.
Get the sauce, you know.
It's only for 3 people.
Okay, there we
All
are.
right, that looks delicious.
Keep it kind of centered, you know, you want it to be nice. And now we're actually going to take a chicken breast. So one of the 4 in our beautiful sauce. We got it up to 165 temperature. We got that Swiss cheese melted on top. Gonna place this right on top of our pasta.
Scoop some more sauce on it. We're gonna put a little bit more sauce.
Oh, there we go.
Mmm. Oh yes, you just want a little more sauce just for the flavor of it. All right.
Yes.
And then our finale is we're going to put our garnish of
basil leaves that we cut up. You want to bring a little more color because if you're looking at this, it's all about the same color, the pasta and the sauce. So you want to bring a little variation, bring a little color pop, which we're doing with the basil. The basil also brings some taste. You want to clean up your dishes. Hi! You want to clean up the plate a little bit to make everything look nice. Present it nice. We got the basil on top.
The chicken is perfectly roasted. There's some brown on it, basil on top, some sauce.
Exactly. You can see it all set up. So this will be the plate. One of our techniques was plating, bringing in color variation, making sure you're looking at the variation of size, texture of all the plates that are included into one meal. So overall, we have our garlicky Alfredo pasta sauce that we put just over penne pasta. You can choose whatever kind of pasta you'd like. And then we also had a recipe of our breaded chicken, which we got some chicken breast, the garlic, or the breadcrumbs,
salt,
pepper to taste.
Half and half.
Half and half,
and
exactly.
Topped with basil.
Yeah, basil is the finishing touch. So here is our ending product. Thank you for cooking with Amber and Nikki. Give us a good grade, Miss Koo. Woo! Woo!